Is that your opening words?
I'd say that's the cold open, but it's more of a hot and steamy open.
Dude, that's rough.
Can you smell what Mr. Hum is cooking? Hi, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Steven. This is 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, praying,
Farting on
oh my
mic
God, going too fast.
podcast. Welcome to the show. Should you pay money for lesson plans from guitar YouTubers, Steve?
Yes.
All right, there's the
All
topic.
right. This is a part called housekeeping.
No. We got I did the topic prompt on YouTube this past week. I did it on Facebook too, but I thought it would be fun to do it on YouTube on the community post section. And Weird Guy said YouTubers selling guitar lessons as a topic, and it got 3 thumbs up. 3 other people wanted to hear us talk about
2
that.
of those were me.
With your various accounts.
That's not true.
So what do you think about that, Steve? About YouTubers like, say, your Rick Beatos, your Tyler Larsons at Music Is Win. I think Rhett has a lesson that he sells. There's a bunch of them. Glenn has lessons that he sells. Henning has lessons that he sells. A lot of these channels, especially like the talented musician types. What's that like? I don't know. Especially those types have lesson plans that they sell.
You know, whether it's a lesson or whether it's...
How much are they?
Something else. It could be any number of things, right? Like, people paywall things. When you're a creative person, you create a thing and you say, hey, here's something I want to create for everyone, and here's something that I think I want to keep for people who really want it.
Okay, interesting. Tyler's thing, Music Is Win's thing, $60 a year for the Guitar Super System subscription.
Okay.
Why does he put so many S's in there? It's so hard to say. Come on, Tyler. Guitar Super System subscription. I feel like you're pranking me with the name. Alone monthly is $10 a month. So there's significant savings to do it per year. Move in closer, Steve. Look at you drifting off a camera. Get in shot, man. You want to lean over, scoot. You don't have to be. You can touch me. You're gonna be close. I don't feel like that's crazy. I don't know what he offers in his guitar Super System subscription, but I'm assuming it has some sort. It definitely has more value to an individual than our Patreon, which is strictly there for people to provide support for the show.
Yeah, so that was the thing I was like moving towards saying is everybody's got kind of their different things. So Adam Neely does his through Patreon. I thought he has videos on Curiosity Stream as well. I thought he supplies a lot of these things through Patreon. Right. So a lot of this is videos. I'm trying to figure out how high on the Patreon list you have to go to get lessons. First dibs on submissions or critique.
I think
there's nothing in here about lessons.
I think there's an angle of it that I could understand criticism where people would be like, you're on YouTube. You make money putting videos on YouTube. Why don't you just put them on YouTube? Like, I get that. And a lot of these YouTubers that have lessons that they sell, these lesson plans, these systems and things like that, their YouTube channels, even though they're very successful, they exist more of a way to push people towards those lesson systems.
Right.
Because they make much, much, much better money on those things. And they're people that have the knowledge, they have the skill, they have the desire to be teachers, which I do not.
Yeah.
I wish I did, because the money is absolutely better. I've heard these people, some people that do these things talk about the money they make doing lesson plans, and it would change my life if I was talented enough to give lessons in that sort of way. Not like the person-to-person lessons, that's a conventional, traditional way of doing things, but these online educational packets or whatever we call them.
So I mean, I think there's multiple layers to this, right? So one, I don't know what all is included in the Guitar Super System. Maybe he talks about it, maybe on, in certain videos or whatever.
Maybe I should subscribe to a couple different things and
check
review
it out,
them.
Right? I don't, I don't know, right? Some people,
Who is the guy from like the worship scene with the really annoying emails that
Jeffrey Kunde.
Kunde. Yeah.
Kunde?
Is it Diaz that is always spamming?
It's Scott Hamilton.
The
other part of the effect. Oh,
right.
I don't think I promoted this last week. I was on the effects loop.
Oh yeah.
A couple weeks ago with Philip Carter because Diaz had COVID and Scott was recording an album. So they called for backup and got me and Phil.
How did that go?
I thought it went really well. We talked about baseball.
That did go very well for you.
No, I don't think we talked about sports too much, but we kept joking that we were just going to.
You were threatening to talk about sports?
But we kind of just did our own thing, and we kind of did their format a little and our own formats a little.
Sure. That sounds fun.
Anyway.
A takeover, podcast takeover.
On the topic, I think if you're like Rick Beato, I don't feel like is a lessons guy.
Well,
like,
he sells a book.
Right. But
it's not really a book, it's a PDF.
No, but what I mean.
From what I've heard, it's more like the scrawlings of a madman.
What I mean is like when you go to his channel, or like Music is Win, kind of the same thing. When you go to his channel, the main content of the channel isn't how to play a thing or how to do a thing.
Right.
So the lessons is something where they've said like, I'm able to do this, but once I do it, like I'm done. Like maybe it's a 20 video series, but once you do the 20 video series that you've got planned out, that 21st video isn't going to come maybe for another 6 months. Maybe you like, so you could, so like you could even sit down. Like I could see as a
So say if I subscribed in theory to Music is Win's thing, it's like I get on there and there's a backlog of videos that he's made, but the new one, if I get all caught up on, say he's made 30 videos.
Yeah.
I get all caught up on them for the next time one drops, it's going to be months.
Yeah, so possibly. I don't know how the Guitar Super System works.
We're just making stuff up because we're just assuming.
But I've seen this with lessons because the first thing you have to do is you have to go and say, okay, I'm going to do a curriculum. So like
curriculum is the word I've been looking for.
So in my first video, I'm just going to walk through the different parts of guitar. Then in my second video, maybe I'll cover some open chords. And then in the third video, I'm just going to talk about bar chords. And then in the fourth video, I'm going to talk about transitions and whatever.
There's bar chords and then there's church chords.
Right. And then so on and so forth. So you can sit there and go like, okay, I have 20 distinct lessons that I do.
Right.
And so I'm going to film, once you have that scripted, you could film 20 videos in 20 days and you've made this lesson.
Yeah. Right. You need more than that. You need time to edit, Steve.
Well, I'm saying like you could film each video.
Sure.
And then you go through and edit it and however much time that takes. But now you're out of ideas.
But what happens when music theory becomes music fact?
Oh my gosh. So the issue,
you have to change everything.
The issue with doing a lesson plan like that on YouTube is then when you're done with that, or maybe it's interspersed with your own content, and you're a demo guy, right? You're a demo guy, and there's people asking all the time, like, "Oh, can you do surf lessons?"
Right.
And you could do, and for you, if you did like one video on surf lessons, then it'd probably be a one-off. But if you did like a 5 video series on surf lessons, then someone's going to be like, "Hey, can you do another video? You never talked about this specific song by this specific band, and I really want to learn how to play it. Can you do a lesson on it?"
Right.
And now you got these people who got your free 5 video lesson plan, and they're like giving you suggestions for the 6th video, but now it's free.
Right.
And now the expectation is that it's free. Whereas like if you do like a 20 video pack or whatever as a curriculum, 1, it's a longer curriculum. 2, theoretically, like, yeah, you do like 20 lessons in 20 days when you're filming it, and you could watch them all really quick because it's probably only like half an hour each video or whatever, right? But now as a person who's receiving lessons, I might watch episode 1 and 2 together, or video 1 and 2, like the guitar basics. But for me as a average guitarist, as soon as you get to bar chords, I'm like, I'm going to be watching this video for a couple weeks until I get through bar chords.
Yeah.
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 So,
And then
church chords.
And then work up to church chords.
Then work up to church chords.
Yeah.
So,
and then when you get really advanced, like honky tonk chords.
Yeah.
And then you get into like barn chords if you want to play country, you know? There's a lot of different types of chords that people don't talk about.
So anyway, I think that's kind of like where I see it as, where it's like, it's not your main content, but it's something that, I think a lot of these people used to give lessons, or maybe they still currently give lessons on the side.
Well, I know a lot of them came up through music education systems.
Right,
So they came into a lot of their music knowledge in formal education.
Yeah,
so
MI,
they probably feel qualified
Berkeley,
to, it's an education system pumping out more educators is, kind of the way I see it.
DeVry University.
Right. ITT Tech.
Coleman College.
Grand Canyon University for those church chords.
Yeah.
Would you ever buy curriculum from a guitar YouTuber?
I probably should.
I'll sell you some, Steve. I'll make some just for
Oh my
you.
gosh.
And it'll be all addressed to you, Steve. This is what you need to know. I'm gonna show you.
Well, some people would say like, well, why would you need to do that? There's so much free content.
That's kind of my thought. Is like there are so many free resources online. Okay, you deliver your counter to that, and I'll deliver mine after that.
So it's free. I get it.
Yeah.
I would say that not everything, but there's always a lot of things are transactional. I think personally that we are in the unique place where I need to buy a printer and start shipping the hell out of stuff because I'm way behind. But for the most part, like the way our Patreon is set up is we do a swag pack and then we kind of just rely. We don't do a lot with Patreon.
We don't.
We do the inner circle at the $10 level, and so it's a more behind the scenes look into what we do.
I think people support us just because they want to support us,
But if and
we should make license plate frames the way that PBS does.
But a lot of creators, if you're going through and you say, okay, I can take all these free lessons, but I really like Music is Win as a channel, so I want to support them. I could do the Patreon for $5 a year, and that's $60, or I could do the $60 lesson plan, and I'm giving them the same amount of support, but I'm also getting something really cool that I can use.
Sure.
And so I think people a lot of times will think that way. And on top of it, it's like, again, I really like this channel. Why do I like the channel? Because I think he's a really good guitar player.
I think my counterpoint to why not just use free lessons online is there's certain things that I have trouble understanding the way they're conventionally presented. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of theory concepts, I went over this in my video about why I suck at guitar.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of concepts I don't get unless I discover how it works by myself.
Yeah.
But if I found a channel that I really truly jived with and was like, this person knows how to explain it in a way that I get, I feel like I probably would invest in their curriculum. Mm-hmm. If they were selling a lesson program and they were explaining things in a way where it's like, wow, I get that now. And I just you cracked open, a wave of knowledge that I haven't experienced.
Right.
Like,
because you jive with that presenter.
Right. Like they are presenting knowledge in a way that connects with me. I feel like I would be compelled to do it.
And it'd be worth it.
It would be worth it. Yeah.
It's an investment. It's an invest in yourself, folks, but it's also just an investment in hobby.
I mean, I definitely spend money on dumb things that I don't need to spend money on all the time. So it's like, I mean, I don't know how everyone else is priced, but what was it, $60 for a year?
I think so. I mean, we don't know what's back there. Maybe that's one video a year. I don't know.
It can't be.
No, I'm sure it's all the curriculum is already built.
Even $10 a month. And the thing about that is if you look up private instruction, it's going to be more than $10 a session.
Oh, yeah.
You kidding me?
Yeah, private
it should be.
instructions is up there.
But then like with person-to-person instruction, then you're getting feedback from someone and they're looking at how you're playing it and they're going like, you've got this bad habit. Let's work on that and things like that.
And then your instructor can say, Ryan, put your hand like this.
Yes. And they wrap around behind me.
Let me show you how to strum this chord.
Or I'm the one flirting. Show me how to play that one.
I don't get it.
Put my fingers where they need to be. And it's like in Ghost.
Jeez.
Because the guitar's covered in wet clay for some reason.
Because you generated it on Dolly.
Like, tell me what I'm doing wrong. Well, you made a guitar out of wet clay.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you've done wrong. And you're shirtless, Ryan.
Yeah. Where are your clothes?
So I don't know. I think that there's a temptation, especially with the variety of personalities that are on YouTube, to be critical of that sort of thing. But it might be like an incredibly functional thing. Like every now and then you hear people say like, that system, I didn't really like it. Or like,
sure.
Oh, I bought the Beato book and it's ramblings of a madman. It might not be. I've heard a few people say like, oh, it's really disorganized.
Yeah.
And like, it's all information you can get anywhere these days.
Yeah.
But
did you hear that from a certain long-haired islander?
No, I don't think so. I don't know who you're referring to.
Okay.
But if the way Rick Beato like shows stuff connects to you, maybe those ramblings of a madman connect with you in a way that's important and educational to you. I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. All right, let's get to the rest of the episode.
Let's do some housekeeping. Housekeeping is part of the show where we just let you all know if you want to support the production of this show, head on over to patreon.com/60cyclehumcast, where for as little as $1 a month or as much as whatever amount of money you want to sign up for, you can support what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we use that money for travel. I bought the Surfer Jets dinner with it a few weeks back. We use it for, production needs and stuff like that.
We bought this gin.
We brought that. We are almost out of official.
No, we are out.
That's the last of it?
That's the last of it.
We bought a bunch of $50 bottles of booze for the show on our 400th episode, and we just ran out. That's how long it took us.
42 episodes.
42 episodes.
That's pretty good.
It took us a while.
That's one bottle every 10 episodes.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, guys. We really milked it. We nursed those.
Check
bottles.
that out if you want. If you don't, if you're like, hey, you know what? I'm not in a position to do that. Just go leave a review on iTunes or Google Play Store or whatever platform you're listening off of. Leave a comment on YouTube and give this video a thumbs up.
Or you know what?
Is this a good video?
You know what? Buy my book, How to Make a Living Playing Guitar Even Though You Suck at Guitar.
You should write that book.
I made the graphic for the cover. There it is. Go look at it. There's nothing to buy.
All right. Let's hit this first ad then, hey?
Sure. Which one was it? Oh,
like
the
a chump,
Fender milk
like
crate
a chump,
from
like a chump,
Dr.
Have you watched
Santander.
the Lollapalooza documentary? Are you going? Do you want to?
No, I don't. Maybe I will. I don't know.
Apparently, they blame all of it on Limp Bizkit.
Wait, Lollapalooza or Woodstock 99?
Woodstock 99.
I have not.
Woodstock 99.
I was like, I'd probably watch a Lollapalooza documentary.
Woodstock 99.
I don't know if I want to watch a Woodstock 99 documentary.
All right, trade lightweight Fender blues amp, $400. This is a 1996. This is a made in the USA Fender Blues Junior guitar amp that I adapted to fit in a milk crate to save weight. Weighs only 20 pounds, and it's a tube amp with 12-inch speaker. I have an Eminence Little Texas neodymium lightweight speaker in it. I will also include the original cab with speaker if you ever want to make it back to normal. I will also include a tilt stand as well. Looking to trade for an Alcoa tenor ukulele, a Kai MPC, or Xbox. Cash price is $400. Your back will thank you.
I've heard of open back cabs, but this is ridiculous. It's an open everywhere cab. I honestly wonder how this sounds. What if it sounds great?
It probably does sound great.
There's
This
nothing
is
getting in between you and your tone.
This is a pretty rusty plate. It's got some tarnish on that.
I really love
that chassis.
that he put the little Eminence badge on the front. That's a nice touch.
So things you can't do with this. You cannot stand on this. You cannot do an amp dive off of this.
You don't think you can stand on a milk crate?
Not when it's on its side like this.
I guess that's true. If it was with the speaker facing straight up, you could stand on it. Yeah. I don't know, man. There is something acoustically to cabs, the way they focus sound and the way they resonate and things like that. So this is going to sound different than a traditional cab.
You know what though? With a little, if you get this and you're like, you know what, this thing sucks. They're gonna throw in the original chassis.
They're gonna include what should be included anyway.
Yeah. So I mean, literally,
how much do they want for it?
$400. I'm gonna say this is a buy.
You think this is a buy? I
think this
how
is
much
a
do
buy.
Blues Juniors go for?
I don't know, man, but this is made in America. Fender Blues Junior 1996. There's one in tweed for $475.
I don't know, man.
Let's just say Fender Blues Junior USA. $650. People is asking for a $650. That's a high one. $500 for a 2001. $519. No year given. The cheapest one on here is $450.
I guess. Like someone who's crafty would look at this and like, well, I could always put it back together, and it's a cheap way to get a Blues Junior.
Like I said, my only
cheaper way. It's not a cheap way. It's a cheaper way.
My only concern is it looks like you're missing a couple screws. And
everyone tells me that.
Again, this chrome plate where the control panel is a little not in good shape.
But like most of my chrome amps that I've gigged with ended up looking like that. They just end up looking like that. Actually, I think it's all of my amps that have a top-facing chrome because the dust settles on them and moisture settles on them and stuff like that. I think all my forward-facing ones... Well, I guess I don't have any forward-facing ones that are chrome now that I think about it. Chrome is kind of the worst material for a guitar's control plate because it is really hard to read the text on them.
Yeah.
And then they get crusty. Like it really is the worst. But I like this concept as someone, who's done busking. I really like the look as like a busker's amp.
Well, you'd still need like some way to power it.
Yeah, I know.
I know. Use this for busking.
I know. But
conceptually, like I
dig it. I dig what he tried to do here. It's very interesting. I don't know if it's $400 interesting to me, but I guess if I was shopping for a Blues Junior and this came up, I would consider it.
Yeah, I'm seeing other Blues Juniors showing us sold $450. No, one sold for $350.
Hey, Fender, when are you going to drop the Blues?
$350.
When are you going to drop the Blues Senior, Fender?
So the other thing
We're
with
all
this,
waiting for
the other
it.
thing with this is, again, I guess whether or not you want that speaker is a different question. But you're getting two speakers with this.
Yeah,
like
you're getting that neodymium and you're getting the original.
So really, you could probably take this, convert it back to its original spec, sell that neodymium speaker for, I don't know, $80, $100 maybe?
You think 80, 100?
I don't know. It's an Eminence, man.
Yeah, but I feel like used speakers usually go 30, 50.
Eminence, Lil.
Like I sold a Celestian Blue and it took forever to sell that thing.
These speakers are $135 new.
Yeah, but the used market is different, man. Especially for speakers. I don't know, I think it's an interesting concept. Someone should buy it. Haggle a little bit. I think you should haggle. I think you should offer $350, see what happens. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, man, just make it happen.
Just buy it. So
just
Steve,
do it.
Just buy it.
Bye.
Come on. Don't be difficult.
What's wrong with you? What are you afraid of?
You know that you want this amp. Just buy it. Come on. You already drove there. Just buy it.
Yeah.
What would Super Rich Steve pay for this amp?
$400.
Right on the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. No need to haggle.
I'm not going to mess around. My baby don't mess around.
All right. What's new? Sponsor?
No, this episode's brought to you by Big Air pedals. They make a woodcutter. The woodcutter is a
woodcutter. They make the woodcutter,
woodcutter.
Steve. Are you kidding me?
It goes
woodcutter.
Now, does this woodcutter go, or does it go?
It goes.
That's right. This is a sick as hell rat style distortion.
I still say this is my favorite rat. It just has some
You
sort of
should.
mojo
It's
magic
a great
to it.
rat.
It feels a little bit warmer and fuller. It's got this vibe. I don't know. I've had a bunch of rats. I've had all sorts of Proco rats. I've had all sorts of other rats. And this is the one I keep going back to when I want that pure rat sound.
Big Air Pedals is on a little bit of a hiatus while they finish up their move, but head on over to their socials and their website and get on all those lists. Follow them on Instagram. So
make sure you stay up to date.
When they make more of these, you'll find out. This episode's also brought to you by Demonic Machines.
That's right, Steve. Right now I'm holding the Mold Fuzz, serial number 669.
Here's my concern with this pedal, Ryan. Some people have described me as a shooting star, and I've been told that only shooting stars break the mold, so I'm a little worried.
It's not that kind of mold, Steve.
Oh, okay.
It's the type of mold I found on inside that jar of olives that was in the back of my fridge today.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what it sounds
It's like a sludgy.
So if you want fuzz that sounds like something you definitely wouldn't eat, check out the Mold Fuzz by Demonic Machines. Was that a good sponsorship?
Is Tone in the fingers, Ryan?
No, Tone is in the signal, Steve.
Oh,
you big dum-dum.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Hey,
You
man.
should know better than that.
What's new?
Tone is in the friendships we made along the way. What's new, Steve? Well, remember how I went to Tiki Oasis?
Yeah.
And I talked about it last week. And remember how when I mentioned that a few people came up to me and asked about Dinosaur Ghost. I was there. Well, earlier this week, like 2 or 3 days, well, it was on Wednesday.
Okay.
Daikaiju hit me up.
Okay.
And they're like, hey, is Dinosaur Ghost active right now? Because we're going to play in San Diego and we need an opening band. And it's like, we're not at all. And then I thought about it a little bit, and then I wrote Mitch and Ariel. I was like, "You guys want to play again?" So we're getting the band back together. Dinosaur Ghost is gonna make an attempt to play once again. I'm excited about it. Our friend Davey is on board to drum.
Oh, nice.
But he's not sure what his availability is, so we're probably going to try to bring in an alternate drummer at some point. We're not going to try to haul ass to open for Daikaiju. It's just not going to happen. But those people asking and other people asking over the years, and then Daikaiju asking so recently, and honestly, my growing nostalgia and desire to play those songs again and to be on stage again pushed me over the edge. And when I wrote Mitch and Ariel, they were very enthusiastic. They're like, hell yeah, let's do this thing. So Dinosaur Ghost is coming back. I was doing a little bit of live video on Instagram the other day.
Yeah. I saw
wearing the mask, wearing some stripes, playing some freaky nonsense guitar, just having fun thinking about it. I'm excited. I'm at the place in my life where I think I can do it. There was a couple of years where it was like I was working so hard on all of this, and I had really young kids that were being somewhat difficult, and everything else in life just made having a band seem too difficult. And I feel like I'm easing out of that period now, and I'm ready to do it. You know, it's not. I'm not planning on like making my living being in a band, but I'm looking forward to playing a show a couple times a year, having some practices, maybe writing a couple more songs.
Where are you going to practice that?
Well, that's a good question, Steve. I've got this area out here in front of us that I think is just big enough to put like an electric drum kit. So if I clear a bunch of this crap out of here, I think it'll work.
I mean, I guess if you move do something.
Imagine all this crap isn't here in front of here.
I can't. It's been so long.
Think about the floor space there. There's enough space. I'm thinking about getting like a sub $1,000 electric drum kit. So if anyone has recommendations, let me know. Also, Mitch, he has his own house now, and he lives out off the 94, I think.
Okay.
And he says that he has a practice room with a drum kit and stuff because he's been in a country band for years now. So we can practice at his house as well.
That's cool.
So it's, we have spaces we can do it. But my thought in getting the electric kit was to be able to do lower volume stuff here instead of, blowing all our ears out and annoying the neighbors. Like, we have new neighbors since the last time we had practice here, and they have a young kid and stuff. Like, I don't want to do that to them late at night if I don't have to. So yeah, I'm excited. If you guys want to check out Dinosaur Ghost music, we'll have a link to the Bandcamp down below. It was a really fun band, and I legitimately miss it. So,
well, whatever you do,
hopefully we get it together.
Don't book your shows through Gig Town.
Okay, I won't. What is that?
I don't know. Ariel has made a bunch of videos
about
how, and really talking about how actually Gig Town is like if you want a band, you go to Gig Town and say, hey, I need a band for a party. And then they go find a band for you. And his complaint wasn't that their service is bad, because that's a service that's actually really cool.
Right.
It's that it sounds like their pay scale's a little behind the times.
Sure.
So
I mean,
he was encouraging them to update their pay scale to the year 2022.
Sure. What year are they currently in?
I don't know.
All right. Do you have anything new?
Yeah. Super off topic. I watched the A League of Their Own reboot.
Oh, is it out already?
Show. Yeah.
All right.
It's on Amazon. My review of it is everyone who was trashing on it based on the teaser, which the teaser is a little tough to follow, or the trailer, all those people were wrong about what they wanted to trash the show for.
Because there's so much more.
Because there's probably other stuff they're going to trash it for now.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
Sure.
I enjoyed it enough. Like, the acting is fine. Did you watch Letterkenny?
Yeah.
So one of the supporting characters is the blonde hockey player girl.
Sure.
So, which she's a lot of fun in Letterkenny, and she's a lot of fun in this. And it's a fun show. My only real complaint about it is they played like CGI baseball, which is a little too like Twilighty for me.
Why did they do that?
Because they wanted to make it look fast. And so there's certain things that happen, and the way it looks is I kind of got used to it, and I kind of just like once.
Why not bring in body doubles?
I don't know.
That seems like so much more work.
Well, so it's just things where it's like, I think what they did is like they would have the actors go through the motion of like, I'm going to put the glove here. And then they would CGI in the ball going to the glove, and then do Foley sound of a
Is this the sort of thing where you notice it because you are a sports player?
I think it's really noticeable.
Okay.
It's like Angels in the Outfield,
Right.
like noticeable to me. So I think everybody will notice this. It's like Rookie of the Year. You go like, clearly if you broke your arm would not turn into a loaded spring. I know, I'm leaning
back into the shot, Steve.
It's because I'm talking at you like this.
Yeah, this is a great show, Steve.
Great show. So anyway, that was my only complaint with it.
I watched
and
it.
once I kind of blocked it out, like once I was like, whatever,
Sure.
it's just going to keep happening, then it wasn't a problem.
Let them tell their story.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode of She-Hulk.
Oh yeah,
And a lot of people,
that's next on my list.
A lot of people were complaining about the CG in the trailer and things like that. And yeah, it's not a movie. And even if it was, like,
Right.
Marvel's CG has been going downhill for
Yeah.
a while now.
Some of the CG in freaking Multiverse of Madness was not the best.
I think considering it's a TV show,
Right.
the CG is a lot better than it could be. I think if they wanted to fix it, because it's such a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, human figures is such a difficult thing to do, right? And people were complaining about the way She-Hulk looked. I thought the Hulk looked worse than She-Hulk, and they've been
Right.
animating him forever.
Yeah.
Like he looked like he was like zero gravity floating around sometimes. And she looked a lot more grounded to me. But I thought it was the first episode I thought was fun and entertaining. It's not didn't blow my mind or anything like that. They had some fun with fourth wall breaks and stuff.
I've heard it's like as far as Marvel shows go, I've heard it's like I don't know what I would call a 10, but I've heard it's like the start is like a 7. It's a solid 7.
Yeah, I'd jive with that. Yeah. Anything can be better.
Yeah.
It's not remarkable, but for how judging against how bad it could be, it's pretty good.
Apparently, that show is also, I don't know if this second part is accurate, but the first thing that I heard is that like before it was even released or like within minutes of it being released. So the whole joke, we talked about this with YouTube where people will before
they'll review it before they finish watching it.
Yeah, people will leave a comment in the video, like not in the live chat, but in the video stream while the premiere is going on, talking about how it's so dumb that you didn't talk about this thing. And it's like clearly like you posted this before the video was even like 10 minutes in, and it's a 30-minute video. So that people basically review bombed She-Hulk the day before it was released.
Right.
Giving it a bunch of 1 stars. Now, the thing that I don't know if this is true, but it makes for a great meme, is that it was if you look at all of these accounts that are like 1-starring it on IMDb, they're all like men in their mid-30s.
Right.
It looks like the trailers looked like a lot of fun, and at this point,
this dumb fun.
Yeah, at this point, I don't really care especially for something like this. I don't care if Marvel looks good. It's better if it looks good, but really, I just want to have fun.
My thought was like, they should have just gone full animation, like make it a cartoon.
Did you watch MODOK?
I did. That was great.
I could only get through like 1 or 2 episodes.
I really enjoyed MODOK.
I was having trouble locking in. It just wasn't interesting.
It was a very like Venture Brothers kind of vibe.
Yeah, no, I can see it. It didn't help that it was on Hulu, which is
I know you're allergic to Hulu,
which is a platform I don't use as much.
All right, let's keep having a guitar show.
Yeah, man. Let's look at this next ad. This was sent by
Mr. B.
Mr. B. Who's Mr. B?
I don't know. Mr. B.
Do you think he's related to Mr. E?
I was thinking Mr. F.
Mr. F.
Mr. F. Remember that from?
Yeah, I do.
Arrested Development. Steve, another television show. You want to talk about Arrested Development for 10 minutes instead of having a guitar show? So this is a wild looking thing. Apparently this is a prototype that they made for NAMM. The description says that it was made by Semi Mosley, who is the original guy. Pickups wound by Dana Mosley, his daughter, who has carried on the business since his passing.
The 1984 NAMM show.
I don't know why I mentioned that stuff when Steve is just going to read the whole damn thing. You don't have
to. They were similar ones, but this one was made in 88.
Well, from what I understand, the previous ones were like double necks and weird things like that, which, Mosrite is famous for their double necks. It's a wild shape, and it definitely has that 80s vibe to it, where it is like, this is a Mosrite. You can tell this is a Mosrite through and through.
Yeah.
But
because the pickups say Mosrite on them.
Yeah, and the logo on the trim and it says it on the headstock as well. Yeah. You can tell in more than a few ways that it's a Mosrite. But no, it has.
Hold on, is that a trim or a vibrato?
Yes. That it has all the characteristics of a classic Mosrite.
Yeah.
As far as the German carve, the offset horns, where the top one is shorter than the lower one, the super flat frets. The serial number stamped into the fretboard just below the last fret, the signature pickups, the signature trim and bridge, and all those really cool details. I think it's neat that it's a 6-in-line. They want $30,000 for this thing.
Whoa!
Man. I know it's a one-off, but it's. And they have all of what's the phrase that I always forget, where they have proof of all the purchases.
The provenance.
The provenance. They have all this provenance for it. And there's no reason to doubt that it's not the real thing.
Yeah.
But man, 30 grand. Like, it's really cool. And I'd love to own a real Mosrite. And, you know, just the 60s Mosrites and even the later Mosrites, they you know, they're not into like vintage Fender or Gibson territory yet, but they fetch a couple, you know, they fetch thousands of dollars.
This seller is open to offers. What offer do you think
Here's the thing,
you would want to make on it?
I have no idea what it would actually be valued at, but I have a tough time thinking outside of like 10 grand.
Right.
Like, maybe there's a collector out there that's like 30 grand. Yeah, I've got to snap this up because it's late in Semi Mosley's life. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's one of the last ones he ever made or something like that. But boy, I wonder if here's a question. Should they reissue this? It's really wild. It's really psychedelic. Like, the lines this thing have going on are very Rick Griffin, the artist, if anyone's familiar with Rick Griffin. Like, look at those swirls on the headstock.
There was one listed.
I love that they tucked the classic Mosrite top of the headstock shape into the end of it as well.
It looks like this exact same guitar, presumably, sold 8 years ago on Reverb, where it was listed for $25,000 with free shipping.
Wow, you get that free shipping, and it's like, I don't want to lose money.
Well, it's in the right neighborhood too, because this is being sold out of North Reading, Massachusetts, and the original one,
30 grand.
The original one was being sold in Camden, Maine.
Come on, free shipping. They want 150 for shipping. Like, doesn't even make sense. If you're shipping a $30,000 guitar, you should pay more than 150 in shipping. There should be like intense, like, insurance going on and mega packaging, some sort of really private delivery service to ship this thing. You should, for 30 grand, I would drive this at least 2 states away. I would drive this to Washington. I would drive this to Utah. I would drive this to New Mexico. What do you think about that? For 30 grand, I would drive this to Idaho, Steve.
Idaho's 2 states away, I guess, technically.
It's kind of diagonal across.
Yeah.
But close enough, you know.
Would you be stuck
just
on, like,
as the seller? I would drive it to make sure it got there safe.
This is kind of cool.
Is that a different?
It's a newer. It's a reissue.
Okay. Is it actually made
called the Mosrite Dynamite?
But who made it?
It's made by Fillmore.
Okay.
But it's got all the Mosrite badges and like, it's an official Mosrite.
Right.
But it's made by Fillmore.
That's interesting. Well, here's the thing. There's 2 different people who have been officially making under Mosrite. There's Dana Mosley.
Yeah.
And then there's a Japanese factory, and there's disputes over the name and things like that.
Okay. So Fillmore was working with Dana to make this.
Right. Apparently. That's interesting. How much is it?
Oh, this is just someone talking about it.
Someone just has it. Okay.
I don't know what the information is.
If I was going to buy a Mosrite, I wouldn't buy this model if I could get it new, like the same price as a regular Mosrite. But I think this is a really compelling shape. I love the color too, even though it's the same color as my skin. I usually don't like guitars to be the same color as my skin, but It is really cool history. 1988, not like NAMM prototype. Semi Mosley made it. Like, I love all those.
There
details.
was a Dynamite on Reverb, and this, you know, the reason I'm looking at this, and it was $2 grand. 3 years ago.
That's in the realm of possibility.
2010, and this feeds back into the idea that this was a guitar that was made for Dana, and now you have the Dynamite Wave model,
right?
Which is basically she's signing off on this. She's running the company and designing this, and it's got her name on it.
Right. I'm pretty sure she was also behind the Gospel model, which is a unique variation on the Mosrite.
But yeah, $2 grand.
Yeah, $2 grand. That's totally within the realm of possibility. Sponsor spot?
Yeah,
we got more stuff to open.
Oh no, let's open some stuff. Okay. Dang, we should have done that earlier.
Yeah, sorry about that. Here, you crack this one open. I think I already know what this one is, and it's been 5 years in the waiting. for this.
What?
Oh, and there's 2 of them.
I have.
It's a book, and I wrote one of the articles in it. It was a. What's the word I'm looking for? A rich visual journey and lively exploration into the cultural significance and design and symbiotics of the contemporary guitar effects pedal. It was a display up in San Francisco, I think, like a college gallery sort of showing.
Oh,
about
I recognize the name Ron Light. I remember him.
So he actually sent me a Dan Electro pedal, and I did like a little write up on just its appearance. And I remember when it happened because I was on vacation in Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
And he hit me up and he's like, "Hey, can you write something about this?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm on vacation right now." And he's like, "Well, I kind of need it really soon."
There's an orchestra in here.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cool stuff in here. And so I wrote the article with like voice to text on my phone in the hotel room while my family was like resting in between us snorkeling and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I'm not in here, but I did write something for the display.
Oh, cool.
There's a Carcosa in here. Oh. Is this it? Yep, this is me. So it's the Psycho Flange. That's what I wrote a thing for. Should I read what I wrote?
You should.
Psycho Flange. Not to mince words, the visual design of the Psycho Flange by Dan Electro is a postmodern dumpster fire.
Oh my gosh.
Combining visual elements from the 1940s, 50s, and 60s into a massively heavy metal enclosure. The contours vaguely resemble a three-eyed Art Deco owl. A hand-drawn swirl emanates from the foot switch, a visual theme borrowed from Alfred Hitchcock. Psychological thrillers a la Vertigo, implying this pedal will drive you truly insane. Strangely, the Psycho Flange also features a 60s style peace symbol between the printed graphics and control knobs. What is the designer trying to say about peace? What is the designer trying to say about insanity? Or how are they connected? Could the Psycho Flange be a clue revealing a secret Illuminati conspiracy? Or is it just a kitschy amalgam of retro fetishism that means nothing at all? Guest written by Ryan Burke, 60 Cycle Hum, the Guitar Podcast.
That's cool, man.
Oh, I forgot I wrote all those words by speaking them into my phone.
And it must have been talk to text because I'm sure all the spelling is good.
No, he probably fixed my spelling on it.
That's a wrap.
I'm published. I'm in a book.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you open that yet?
Yeah, kind of. Well, I didn't pull it out, but I
pull it out, Steve. I want to see it.
Let's read this. Dear Ryan and Steve, first off, let me say that I'm a huge fan of the show and the channel, long time subscribed. That recently joined the Patreon. Wanted to send you guys some swag from my band Daredevil Pilots. We are a group of 6 guys, 5 of which are dads. We label our band as dad rock, but play a blend of alt hard rock with a little post rock spring on it. Yeah, that's dad rock.
Dad rock is cool, but I'm more into like father funk. Whoa.
What was that?
There we go. That was one of the jingles.
Oh, what is it? Play it.
Yeah,
is that one of the new ones?
Yeah. There used to be crickets right there. That's what it's going for.
We recently sent some tunes for the show after recording our debut EP last year. Here are the stickers to make it on the Cyclone. And hope you enjoy the shirt and buttons. Thanks for an awesome podcast and great video content, Wells. Thanks to you, Matt Edwards from Daredevil Pilots. P.S. What's your favorite guitar Squire has produced? Mine is a tie between the 2006 Vintage Modified Jazzmaster and the 2012 Vintage Modified 72 Deluxe.
I think the Starcaster is still like one of the best Squires I've ever played.
Yeah, it's definitely up there.
And it's so unique. And I honestly like it better than like the Mexican version of the Starcaster that came out with years ago.
That sticker.
That's a really cool sticker. It's like a holographic like fighter plane. And then Daredevil Pilots.
Here's a button.
Oh, also I have a sticker here from the Go-Go Rillas I'm also wearing their shirt right now. They handed me a bunch of stickers, and I wanted to buy their shirt when I was at Tiki Oasis, but they insisted on giving it to me. So thank you, Go-Go Gorillas. Go-Go Gorillas. It's not Go-Go Gorillas. It's Go-Go Gorillas. Get their name right.
Check this shirt out. That's a nice looking shirt.
Nice. Yeah, that shirt's you, Steve.
It is me.
You wear that one.
I will.
Change into it right now. Or save it for next time.
No, I'm not changing our camera.
Oh, come on.
That's for the OnlyFans.
So how should I prioritize the front? There's a good spot right there to cover up.
That is a good spot.
They always wrap really funny around the edge.
It's because the edge is curved.
Well, yeah.
I'm saying, like, if it was squared, then it would wrap easy.
I want this one to not get...
You're going to put both on there. Wow.
They're good stickers. They're good stickers, Steve. And we got to get this thing covered up.
We do. We do.
Is it
We're almost there.
Off?
It'll peel off if you try harder.
I'm trying as hard as I can, Steve.
Use your mind powers.
Do I want to... No. This needs to be in a place where it's not going to get mangled. It's tricky. Like, I want to cover the most stuff possible.
You just put that over a different sticker.
I know. Oh, the Go-Go Gorillas. Got a round boy here. Let's use this to cover up something slight. You know what? Someone's going to have to puncture through to the output jack.
Oh my gosh. What's wrong with you? That's awful.
It's where's let me puncture it for the next person who's gonna come around. There we go.
Oh my goodness. That's awful.
I think it's brilliant, Steve.
All right, this episode's also brought to you by String Joy.
That's right, Steve. We've got 24 String Joy.
Wow.
Sets of strings
That's
here.
a lot of joy.
And you know, it's not enough for me to restring all the guitars I have in this room. But this will keep us set up for at least a good year here, I'm positive. I've got a bunch of stuff I've been waiting to restring, so I'm stoked to have all these in. If you need strings, which you do because you're watching this channel right now, which means you play guitar, because there's no other reason you would watch any of this nonsense if you didn't play guitar. So you obviously...
What if you just like to hear two people speak passionately about something?
No one likes that, Steve. Okay. Obviously, you need strings. Go check out String Joy if you haven't before. You can get custom sets. Whatever gauge you want, mixed together with other gauges that you want in creative and wacky ways. You want to get experimental. You just want to try something a little bit different. And they're affordable. They start at like $11.50 or something like that. And if you buy multiple sets, there's free shipping and discounts that come into play and things like that. So go check them out. Use our link down below. Huge thanks to String Joy for sponsoring this nonsense once again.
This episode is also brought to you by Chase Bliss Audio. And we're celebrating Chase Bliss Audio by showing you a pedal that they don't make anymore.
And it's a perfect demonstration of why you need to follow them on social media. They're doing direct sales now almost exclusively. They're not selling through retailers anymore. If you want to get something from Chase Bliss before it's gone, you need to be in the know. You need to know when it's available. You need to know when it's running out. So go follow Chase Bliss on all their social medias. Get on emailing lists. Get on Carrier Pigeon. Find out when there's things to find out about when it comes to Chase Bliss Audio. All right.
This last ad was sent by John Fleming.
Is this the last one, Steve?
This shirt was sent by John Fleming.
Nice. Thank you, John Fleming.
Heads up, metalheads. A friend of mine wanted a full-size custom guitar based on the Dean Vengeance guitar, but the project didn't materialize, so I just decided to do a 3-string version I've named Revengeance. The pickup is an overwound flat humbucker, 13K. It shreds even without gain. With gain, you can take Revengeance on your parents and neighbors while simultaneously making new boy and or girlfriends. Volume and tone controls. The body is painted with, allegedly, the blackest black paint. Oh, that is rad.
Steve is excited now.
Now I kind of want this because I've
only
I've been
$400
talking about this. The blackest black paint ever. So the paint is intended for art projects and not durability, so expect this guitar to relic quickly. Do you know about Black 3.0?
I do, Steve.
Okay, good. You guys go look up Black 3.0, and also
The blackest black.
fuck that Chicago Cloud guy. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Tuned to Open G with 23
Steve really cares about this art thing.
It's a really fun story where like the pink guy is just a dick.
Sure.
No, not the pink guy. The Vanta black guy
right.
is a dick. The neck is stiffened with 2 carbon fiber truss
Steve
rods.
has found sports inside of art, and he's so
I
pumped.
know. Pretty much. That's what it feels like. Neck is oaked. Neck is oak fir walnut finished with lacquer, rosewood fretboard. You got to come play this one.
I want to. I don't usually like it when V shapes veer away from the traditional beginnings, like the original Gibson Flying V design. I like that to kind of maintain that. I don't like it when they get sharper and pointier and faster. But this one, because it's 3-string and the whole thing is slim, it is really exciting looking to me. Like, this looks like a ton of fun. It has a very interesting looking pickup situation.
Yeah, the side humbucker. I think that's the same design that like what they call like the mud bucker
Even though
uses.
it's done in a cigar box sort of style with like the it's got a 0 fret, but then the nut is a piece of screw as your string retainer, and it has that cheaper looking 3 saddle bridge that you would see on cigar box guitars and stuff like that. It looks very well done. Like, everything looks really clean on it. Like, the back plate on it looks really clean. The ferrules, the screws for the neck mount, it all looks very nice to me. And I think it looks totally appropriate for $400. I want to try it.
I think this is the kind of guitar where I go in and I go like, $400 sounds kind of steep. But I think if you played this and you had a lot of fun with it, I don't even think you haggle. You're just like, yeah, let's do this. This is stupid, and I've got $400.
There's $400. It's like you took, a factory produced guitar and you did crap to it, and now it's worth less than it was. Yeah. This is someone made this for $400, and it looks clean, and it looks. Look at the fret ends, Steve.
No, it looks really well.
The fret ends look really nice. Like. Look at that picture right there. Those fret ends.
I've seen that. I've got that picture right here.
They look awesome.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I kind of wish it wasn't black, but I know that black is a special black.
Yeah, it's Black 3.0.
I do kind of wish...
would you prefer this in the pinkest pink?
I would. I do kind of... Not from that guy, though.
No, pinkest pink is the same guy as Black 3.0. Vanta Black is the guy that sucks.
Okay. I would prefer it if it was low strings instead of, because there's at least one unwound string on here. I wish it was. Yeah. I wish it was like a heavy. Basically, I wish this was a PUSA strung guitar.
That's actually when I saw that you put this in the drive, I thought that's what this was going to be.
Like what is that? A C sharp,
and then another C sharp. I thought it was C sharp, G sharp, C sharp.
Is dropped drop D,
Is it C sharp, G sharp, C sharp, or is it C sharp, G sharp?
No, you're right. C sharp, G sharp, C sharp.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a drop D tuning, but lower. I would love it if it would need to be a longer scale to do that. I've actually been thinking about doing that to the Bad Cat Explorer.
I know.
Well, I know they didn't know until just now.
Hi
everyone at home. Or work or in the car. Don't watch YouTube it in your car unless you're on work break or something like that.
They could be listening. This is a podcast.
I know, but don't watch the videos while you're driving is what I'm saying. It looks cool. All right. Tell us about the song and get us out of here, Steve.
This song was sent by Eric Andrus. He says, consider playing my song at the end of the show. Also, you guys are awesome. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Ryan and Steve. First, thank you for all the great shows. I love listening to your podcast when I hike. Hiking is a great time to listen to any podcast. Listening to people who are hilarious but also nerdy for guitar gear, the same way I am. I like to think of myself as horny for guitar gear.
That needs to be a shirt.
Has brought me a lot of super needed laughs during tough times these past few years. A humble thank you for all you guys do. I'm a single dad and just a guy that enjoys playing guitar in my basement, but at the start of the pandemic, I decided to try to write some music. I recorded all the songs in my basement after my kiddo went to bed and finished an album. So I thought I might gather my courage and ask if you might consider playing my song Marry Me on the podcast. I included M4A and Wave. I always want to say WAV because that's how the British say it.
I always say wave.
It is Wave. Since I wasn't sure which file format you would prefer, if anyone's interested, links in the bottom. He's got a full album called Clean Blue Air under the name Eric Andrus.
That's kind of the dream, like making an album after you put your kids to bed. Like I've made so many of those plans in my life as a dad. Like, I'm going to do this thing when my kids fall asleep, and then I'm always just too tired to do it. So the fact that you did it, kudos.
I always say I'm going to do this thing after my kids go to bed, and then they don't go to bed.
Exactly.
When I was a young man, I thought there was a plan, a path to walk through life that I just didn't understand. Now I see the truth I learned with every scar and bruise. They were leading me right to the day that I fell in love with you. So come on, love, hear the church bells in the street. When I hold you close, I find the faith I need to believe. Steady your soul and ease your worries. Promise I will keep. So come on, love, tell me that you will marry me. Won't forget the late nights we laughed till we couldn't breathe. For the first time I said I love you, and you said it back to me. When you're laying on my shoulder, watching TV in the dark, feeling you so close to me, never fails to steal my heart. So come on, love, hear the church bells in the street. When I hold you close, I find the faith I need to believe. Steady your soul and ease your worries. Promise I will keep. So come on, love, tell me that you will marry me. I will love you till the stars burn out from the sky, and our memories fade gray. I promise, dear, we can build a brand new life. So let's start today. So come on, love, hear the church bells in the street. When I hold you close, I find the faith I need to believe. Steady your soul and ease your worries. Promise I will keep. So come on, love, tell me that you will marry me.
Great job.
Yeah, that was great.
Really, like, fantastic production quality on that. Like, it sounds 100% natural and well done, and
Yeah.
it nails the style and the genre that you're going for perfectly. Really good job. You did that when your kids went to bed? Good job, man.
I got nothing to add.
I'm impressed.
That was great.
All right, bye everyone. Stay grounded.